Emma.
And Jamie.
Coming at you with our tips and tricks from Emma and Jordan.
We're going to start off with a little bit about packing and money, just some good things to know. So Emma will start with money.
Okay, so first off, you need to expect that a lot of just daily things will add up. So like if you're taking 2 or 3 taxis a day, that can add up to like $10 or $12 just to and from school and then maybe to a cafe.
And also, it's good to know there's not a ton of free public spaces, so if you want to get out of your house to do a little bit of studying, you usually spend about $4 to $5 on a cup of coffee. Just good to know, especially if you can apply for funding from your university, like a stipend. It's good to know going in.
Thanks, Jamie. And then also for clothes, you don't have to cover up to your wrist, which is something that I thought coming here. Just like a normal short sleeve shirt and jeans is fine. Tight jeans are okay. Just bring clothes that you already have, but that are on the modest side.
And a lot of people here are pretty well put together, so just know you won't be wearing sweatpants to class.
And also bring a raincoat and a winter jacket. Those are super helpful. Okay.
Hi, my name is Marissa, and I'm going to be talking about mental and physical health while you're here in Jordan. So a few things just things to be aware of. Your exercise habits and your eating habits are going to change drastically, so just be aware that you're going to need to prepare for that, whether it's buying a gym membership, bringing vitamins because your vegetable intake is going to decrease, being aware of how much sugar you consume. Just be aware that that's going to be something that changes. Another thing on things to bring in terms of feminine health and hygiene, bring tampons. Don't bring a Diva cup. The water here isn't great. Birth control, you can buy a prescription. Finally, mental health. Find what you need to do that helps you with your mental health and take time every day to do that. It'll make your experience so much easier. If you need to arrange for a therapist or anything, just prepare in advance because that is harder to find here. And just don't ever feel like taking these things for yourself is a selfish thing, because that's going to allow you to rejuvenate and just have an all-out better experience, because you're going to be able to plunge like headfirst into all these amazing experiences that Jordan has to offer, but only if you're taking care of yourself.
Living in Amman.
So it's definitely been an adjustment coming from a small college campus like Middlebury to a city, and everything that comes with that, like transportation. Also, just having to take a cab everywhere. Also, bathrooms with toilet paper are kind of hard to find. Also, really good tip is Facebook events are a great way to find out just like events that are going on in the city.
So homestay, I love my homestay. I learned so much Arabic and so much about Jordanian culture, but you might have curfew. You might also not be allowed to have boys in the house, but overall you learn so much.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good two-way relationship. You have to tell people, I have to tell my host where I'm going. Also, your chores might be different. Like I'm not allowed to do any in my house. We also have a domestic worker in the house, and that's a dynamic that some people have to navigate, and a power dynamic that takes getting used to.
Hi, I'm Madison. I'm from New Jersey, and I go to Duke.
Hi, my name is Sumner. I go to Dartmouth College, and I'm from Santa Barbara, California.
And we're going to talk about identity and harassment. So obviously identity is a huge topic, and there's many different ways that you experience your identity both in the US and Jordan, and it's bound to differ from person to person in terms of race, religious identity, gender, and sexuality. For religious identity, if you're part of a minority group, if you are Jewish, there are plenty of past alums from this program who are happy to reach out and talk about how they experienced their faith here. If you are African American or Southeast Asian descent, be aware that there is a culture of domestic workers here who are from those areas, and sometimes there may be comments made to you that associate you with that type of work, so just be aware of that and make sure that you're giving yourself the space to process those comments, as well as gender and being white looking European, you're looking Eastern European, you may get comments about looking Russian, and unfortunately there is a large population of Russian prostitutes here, so comments such as that may be made as well. Same thing with sexuality. Homosexuality is viewed and accepted differently in Jordan than in America, and it's expressed differently here as well. So again, give yourself space to process those parts of your identity as you move here, and Also, your name may not be an Arabic name and people may struggle to pronounce it, but I would encourage you to use that as an opportunity to make jokes about what your name means and maybe adopt an Arabic personality.
And that being said too, like you're gonna struggle pronouncing other people's names who are Arab.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna be talking about sexual harassment in Jordan. So just like the rest of the world, there's patriarchy and sexual harassment in different forms. We've seen past in the United States, there's been Me Too movements, and we've seen a lot of activism on college campuses. That does not quite exist here. The forms of sexual assault and sexual harassment you'll most likely be facing on a daily basis will be things in forms of a lot more street harassment, forms of catcalls, and then potentially stares, and then you could also, just like the United States, get something that's more severe. And on that note, just know, just like from actually whatever country you're coming from, something can not be fine, and it's okay to not feel okay, and it's okay for something to affect you. And do take that space for you to process it, because it could be really hard not to process it and then keep moving through the program feeling like I have to be okay with something. So really just know that it exists here like it does the rest of the world, and then learn how to, it's going to take some time to learn how to talk about it in a way where you feel like you're not demonizing the Middle East specifically, and that's a conversation that just takes time, and I'm still learning how to do. But yeah, so it exists here just like it does everywhere else, it's just a different form.
Hey guys, so we just wanted to quickly talk about the language pledge and give you some advice that might not be included in orientation. So language pledge gets talked about a lot in orientation to the point that it can be overwhelming, but we just wanted to say to take a deep breath and try not to be anxious about it, because it's a really positive experience, and I think we've all not only survived but thrived during the language pledge, and it's gonna, if you take it on with a positive attitude, it's gonna be a really great thing.
And one of my biggest concerns about the pledge was making friends, and I just want to let you guys know it's going to be okay and you're going to make friends. And I think that the language pledge actually helped me to make friends in a better way.
Love you, Natasha!
Or in like a different way than I would speak English, so it really helped me get to know people in a different way, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and basically to kind of close off, one thing is it really is a personal thing. You kind of decide how seriously you want to take it, and no one's watching you. But at the same time, you are in a big city, and people are going to talk with you how they wish to talk to you, especially knowing that you're an American foreigner. They might want to be hospitable and speak to you in your own language. So don't get mad at somebody when they're trying to be welcoming. Just kind of inform them what you're doing. And at the end of the day, you can only really be responsible for what you contribute to the conversation.
Yeah,
Have fun with the pledge.
Bye. Alright, so now we just want to leave you with our favorite experiences in Jordan so that you guys get excited for what's to come. My favorite thing about studying abroad here has been that it's really taught me to embrace spontaneity.
I like going to Su'a Jumu'ah with friends on Thursday nights and thrift shopping for sweaters.
I've loved watching the TV show Beirut City with my host family every Wednesday.
I like just going out on the weekends and traveling with my friends.
I've loved watching the sunset in really cool places with my friends.
I've really liked playing video games with my host brother and all of his friends.
I've really loved taking advantage of all the happy hours in a month.
I really enjoyed continuing to foster my love of dates.
I really love my community engagement.
It's dried fruit.
Have fun studying abroad!
الشمس واقف على البحر بعيد عمال بحكيله واشكيله